All right, guys. So today we took one trade, as you all saw, or probably gonna do the video after where you see the execution. But this is the account. And every time I do refresh, it just doesn't update. I don't know if y'all guys have this issue, but yeah, it's just not updating for some reason. I was a little skeptical because I thought maybe I wasn't trading on the right account, but this is the right account. Like I double checked everything. This is the right account. It's the 50K combine. Either way, I don't know when it's gonna update. Probably later. But the account goal is to meet 3K. You can't make more than 1,500. Because of the consistency rule here, your best day must be below 50%. If your best day is larger than 50%, you must make additional profits to meet the new increased profit target. So it's 3K. Best day recommendation less than 1,500. That's kind of why I'm aiming for consistency here. Prove to myself I'm consistent, I'm disciplined, I can follow my rules. And again, what do I have here? I have the affirmations. Like I can take this trade, but I know if it doesn't align with my model or rules, I will regret taking this trade. Missing one trade doesn't matter because we will have more opportunities. And then what is the other one? For the good risk management, or no, just for the losses. Even if we lose this one trade, it's okay because I followed my model and rules. There will be more opportunities. And then what's the other one? There will be more trading opportunities. We don't need to try to pass the account one trade, So yeah. So again, we're at 531. So we just really need 2,500 more. And today we did risk 1%. We did risk 1%, which is like 500 here, and we only made 1%. I was taking profits or partials, and just like it just really didn't look like a high confluence trade to let it run to like a 1 to 2, or it's like a 1 to 3 in my opinion. Especially going against a hard time from order flow being bullish, and like we're just inside of a range. I was trying to play it a little bit more safe here today. The 2,500 divided by 500 is gonna have to be 5, so 5R, or you can simply do, like we hit like a 1 to 2 or 1 to 2.5 twice, and just or do that, or we can just hit like a 1 to 1 5 times, or a 1 to 2. 3 times around there. So yeah, but I'm gonna go over the trade here that we took right now, and this is all where the areas of tick partials at first at this low, and then eventually at this area of sell side liquidity right here. It was the London low right here, so this one right here. So right here, at this low, and then eventually I finished and I cut it right here. And the main reason why I cut it was because of the SMT that was forming. ES was unable to like move lower, while NQ was already below it, so to me that gave me an indication, and like we already met this low, and then this low was never met for ES over here. So to me that gave me a clear, strong indication that like we're probably not going to move any further lower, and it's a best scenario here to just take your profit, and cut it, because if we were going to move, this would have been already trying to get below and continuing lower, and then this would have been just continuing also, but it just didn't happen. So that gave me an indication there to close the trade. And again here, you can see the executions is not photoshopped. This is real. Real deal stuff, muddy. I was looking for the standard deviation target here, and then this target over here, which was these relative equal lows down here, but it just never got met. But that's cool with me. And then this is the London lows. As you can see, got met, swept, and then eventually we started to move up. I'm sure you guys the entry here. So let's go for the entry. Clear breakdown. We had a daily CRT. We swept the high. What are we looking like? We want to retrace to 50%, if not complete the CRT. And we also were inside of a daily sell-side imbalance. So that was my key confluence. And then eventually here on the 4-hour, we had a 4-hour sell-side imbalance. And as soon as we were reaching 930, we were unable to move higher. We were unable to make this an inversion, form a change in the state of delivery here. It just really looks weak. And then eventually on the 1-hour, we did have a 1-hour buy-side imbalance, but again, we were sweeping these highs up here. We were unable to continue higher, respect these fair value gaps right here, and continue to the upside. And what gave me that confirmation was the 15-minute time frame. So this is kind of what gave me the confirmation that this market maker model was going to be completed. Let's go over here, let's draw on it, because as soon as this right here was inversed, again, I talk about this, you can call it a breaker, you can call it the inversion order block. As soon as that was inversed right there, and the market came and retraced up into it, even the BPR, the BPR didn't have to be hit, in my opinion, because that just wasn't a key area. This was a key area right here. This was what you wanted to see hold and continue pushing you up, because that's the anchor point. This is an anchor point. Now it got inverse. What does that mean? It's likely to get what? To push us lower, to reach for these lows. And that was my complete bias here going into today. And then eventually on the 4-hour, again, let's mark everything out here. So on the 4-hour, we swept the highs. So on the 4-hour, we had that sweep, and then we had 4-hour buy-side imbalance. And on the 1-hour, we weren't holding that. And you don't even have to see it on the 1-hour. You can see it on the 15-minute. Like if the 1-hour is going to be bullish, we're not going to have this type of candle. And then eventually once we do retrace, we're not going to be having this big wick. And how are you able to determine if that wick, how are you going to be able to determine this right here is through the lower time frame. So go to the 5-minute, you don't really see much here on the 5-minute, but if you go to the 3-minute, this is where my entry was on the 3-minute. It was this 3-minute inversion for value gap. So once we form this right here, that's kind of my confirmation right there. Like, okay, the market is likely to not move to the upside because we made this inverse, you know. And then the 1010, or it was during a macro also, that's another thing. It was a 950 to 1010, and then we also have AM silver bullet forming. And again, I was reaching for this area of liquidity. This was my London low, previous session low right there, key target. And then eventually, you know, it wasn't a big, you know, and then my stop loss was up here. So I was letting my trade breathe. And then you can see it would have been just like a close to a 1-to-1, which I'm fine with. I'll take a 1-to-1, especially trading like this. Because I know there'll be more opportunities where I'll see a higher time frame confluence model be presented to give me a stronger conviction. But yeah, as soon as I saw that, then eventually I started to scale down on the 1 minute. And another key confluence was this right here. So you can see me trail my stop loss was right here because of this right here. Was because of this inversion order block that formed. And it's a very key strong confluence. Once you form that as an inversion, you don't want to see the market get above it. Or like even just like as soon as we you know, close below it here, you can see we just started to have strong displacement. But even then, whenever we closed below the mean threshold, we were respecting it. You know, it was a strong gravitational pull. We never really retraced back up into this inversion for value gap after we formed it. You can see that there we got close, but then we started to move lower. And again, with the SMT here, and SMT on the fair value gap right here, you can see that there, this one did retrace up into it while NQ didn't. Why? Because we had this right here. Again, we had this right here, the inversion order block to push us lower. And then you can see there, we can start to just displace lower. And that's kind of what I wanted to see. You know, first key target was this low. And then eventually after that, we took partials over here. And then we cut the trade over here. So it was really just a 1-to-1, which I just wasn't against in my opinion. It was a good trade. One that I would take any day of the week, honestly. And this was the entry right there. It was one that I'll take any day of the week, honestly. So yeah, you know, there's going to be more opportunities. There's going to be better trades out there that we can probably risk 1%, you know, hit a 1-to-2. Or 1-to-3, you know, and get close to passing this account. Again, I'm not rushing it. I'm trying to follow my rules. I'm going to be reviewing this trade. And I also have a interview at a part-time job and retail real soon. So again, that's going to be help fund the crypto portfolio, this trading, you know, account, and just like scaling, you know, like we're going to be able to save up. We're going to be able to scale. It's going to alleviate that pressure just to perform, you know, like if you have a side income or if you have like a job and you have an income, it's going to alleviate that trading pressure to just perform. I'm not updating the account. I'm going to just chill. You know, I'm going to wait probably till later. I'm gonna give it some time. Okay, yeah, so start trading in your platform. Once you have completed your first trade, your trade report will be at 6 p.m. CT. I'll just wait for that, I guess. All right, so 6 p.m. at the afternoon is my one trade for today. I'm calling it a day there, and I'm simply just gonna chill.